Hola, ¿qué tal? It's the Sound Alchemist and I'm here with
Gerst 1.
Y otra vez vamos a leer your questions on another episode of Para el Greater
That was a good Spanglish. This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below, put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. And that is what the Crimson Fire did. He asks, if you could live the life of any Primarch growing up and having their abilities, who would you choose? So, what Primarch had the best upbringing? In my opinion, I think it was Horus. He was the first to get discovered, and he was discovered pretty quickly.
So he's my favorite, don't touch him world.
Where I think it was he wasn't in the solar system, right?
No.
But yeah. If not that, who would you say?
It sucks because like the ones that are coming to mind have horrible upbringings, like Angron, Mortarion.
We have Sanguinius.
I'd probably say he had one of the better ones.
Yeah, and then you also have the Lion. The Lion had a pretty cool upbringing.
He was a knight.
Yep, he became a knight. He used to slay like those lions things
of Caliban. What about Dorn? I don't really remember how he was brought up.
His upbringing? Yeah, I don't remember his upbringing either. And that's my Primarch. I need to revisit that.
That's your present. Because Conrad Kurz, he was plagued by visions. He was in Gotham, basically, to like times 100.
Yeah. Lehman Russ had an okay upbringing.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're all about like, kind of like that whole Norse upbringing and like Klansmen and Vikings and stuff, like I guess you kind of like that.
Yeah. He loved pillaging.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like wildlings in Game of Thrones. It's like the Westerosi people view them as savages, but hey, that's life to them.
Yep, they even went back.
Mm-hmm.
I would stick to Horus or Sanguinius.
Maybe even Gilliman.
Gilliman, yeah, that too.
Yeah, I'd probably stick with those three, but I'd say Horus and Sanguinius definitely. But then once you get to like the Heresy and the Great Crusade, that's when things get a little difficult.
I need a refresh on like the upbringings of, because I was thinking of like Alfarius and Omega. What upbringing did they have?
There is no for sure upbringing. Like there's different accounts. Because I remember I did the lore on that one, and some say they were space pirates. Some say they were stuck on a Xenos planet, and they couldn't really. Like, there was no form of, like, society, so they were just kind of, like, fighting to survive, and pirates came in, and they killed the pirates, took their ship, and that's how they got to Terra. Or some accounts even say that they never even left. They were always on Terra, and the Emperor literally trained them himself. So there's different varying accounts.
Yeah. Cool. Next question.
This one is by Newbie. Was the machine spirit and the Omnissiah a thing during the Age of Technology, the Age of Strife, and the Great Crusade? By the way, GG for the 150k subs and keep up the good work. Thanks.
Dark Age of Technology, no, they knew that it was just artificial intelligence. They didn't call it the machine spirit. And then the Age of Strife is what kicked it off. The people of Mars were going a little crazy because of their isolation and because their stuff started turning against them. And after that, so like the Great Crusade, yes, the belief in the Omnissiah and the belief in the machine spirit was there. Yep. Next question comes from Squiggly Line. Why does the arch-traitor Horus have so many eyes on his armor, even pre-heresy? So Horus's eye, it stems from historical, like, Egyptian lore. Other than that, I think the eye represents something significant for his world of, what's his homeworld called? It's not Chogris, right?
No.
Erebus?
No, it's on the tip of my tongue.
But it's his homeworld's, like, sigil thingy.
Yeah.
I believe.
Damn. I know it. I just can't think of it right now.
Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Hunter Wirkus. Who would win, an unarmed space marine with just a combat knife, or an Ogryn with the same combat knife? So they're both holding on to it. It's like, which one's gonna... hands down the space marine.
Yeah.
Ogryns are just brutes. Space marines are
smart,
tactical, deadly.
While the Ogryn is fighting for the tactical knife, the Space Marine is like doing some jiu-jitsu stuff, trying to like get him down, using his weight against him.
BJ penning up in there. And this one is by a whole bunch of you guys. So you guys asked us countless times, what did we think of the new episode of Astartes?
It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The villains, or the bad guys on that...
bad guys?
Bad guys?
They're psychers.
Yeah, but I think they're specifically a type of species. What is it called? The Nye something?
Is it because of like all those like sigil things on their heads and the spines? The
spine thing, yeah. And it's in the lore, or it was in the Horus Heresy books. I forget what they're called though. And we've done a 40 facts on them. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, hands down. Just the visuals they look really amazing. Like
that's what
really encompasses. Yeah, that's what because I know GW's making a 40K animated series.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it should be. Like,
yeah.
Just the way that it captures the essence of what a space marine is, the brutality of it, just the way of the choreography where no movement that a space marine does is wasted. Everything's methodical. It's planned. Yeah, it's just really badass. I really like how the freaking vultures are, because I always thought they were like slower guns, like doof, doof, doof. But no, this is like a freaking machine gun firing vulture rounds.
Yeah,
really awesome. And just the noises, the warp powers that those bad guys were using, it sounds really amazing. Yeah, big ups to the creators of Astartes.
Yep. Next question comes from Pineapple. Best relic armor? Space Marine, Orcs, all you can think of.
Hands down, Space Marines have better armor than Orcs. Is that what he's asking?
Best relic armor. Space Marine, Orcs, all you can think of. I think he's just saying like what's the best Space Marine armor in our opinion? Because it has the different marks.
Well, obviously the newest one, Primarchs Armor. It's the better one.
Yep. And then this guy, he didn't ask a question, but he's suggesting that we try pizza with pineapple, onions, and white chicken meat.
I think I've had that before.
White chicken meat. I thought all chicken meat was white.
Meat.
Oh no, you can get dark, right?
Yeah, because they ask you that at some Popeyes.
Well, because I only get tenders.
Yeah.
But yeah, pineapple, onion, and chicken. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah, I mean, I usually get Supreme, so it doesn't sound out of the ordinary.
Next question. I have one from Angel Torres. Is there anything about anything of outside of the Milky Way galaxy in 40K? The Tyranids. The lore on the Tyranids, they do speculate that it is like just a giant cloud of hive fleets coming towards the galaxy. Other than that, the old ones left, and they're out in the galaxy. Where they are, we don't really know. And then the Silent King also went out of the galaxy, saw the Tyranids, and was like, oh shit, and then he's coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Or he came back already. He's here. He's queer.
Jeff. This is his 8th attempt, guys. Let's make it number 9. On to the next. His question is, why do you think the Emperor let Terra fall during the Age of Strife?
So we talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, but... Because he a thug. He an OG.
He didn't... I don't think he knew. he never thought that Slaanesh was going to be born, and he never thought that AI would turn against him. So he didn't know that, and he wanted humanity to kind of figure it out themselves. And then he realized, oh yeah, humanity's not going to get out of this dump that they've created for themselves. I need to step up and do my part.
Yeah, either that or he knew it was coming, and he's just, hey, let's just start with a clean slate.
Yeah, next question.
Why not? Just for the meme, if somebody got a sex change, which god would they strengthen? Tzeentch because they changed, or Slaanesh because it involves gender and one's idea of self-perfection?
So I don't think it would be Slaanesh because it deals with pleasure, and like the way you're describing it is like you're having a sex change not because of the pleasure of being like another sex, but because it's something that you need or something that you connect to. Like your gender and sexual orientation are different. If it was sexual orientation, if it was inspired by sexual orientation, then yeah, I guess you could argue that it is Slaanesh. But the way you're describing it is just like they're changing from one to the other just because that's how they view themselves, so that would be Tzeentch.
But again, if they always felt like they were that gender, wouldn't that gender change be making them feel more complete and such that completeness strives to them being their perfect self?
Would it be perfection?
Yeah. Because they're striving towards perfection, being the you that you should be.
Yeah, I see that. Well, I guess you can make the argument either way.
I still see it's more Slaanesh than Tzeentch, because with Tzeentch I feel like there's got to be like more of like a planning behind. Well, obviously you are planning about the whole procedure and stuff.
It would. I get you. Like Tzeentch is just change for change. Like there might be a plan, but it's really just there's like an ever.
But I feel like
thing.
there should be a plan to it. You don't just change to change with Tzeentch. There's always some planning behind it. Like, oh, I'm going to change to this in order to accomplish this.
Yeah, sometimes. I think Tzeentch knows the change, the purpose of the change, but I don't think that... Because the lore does state that like sometimes he's a changer of ways. He changes things just to change, and his greater demons change things or manipulate things just for the sake of manipulation, which I don't think a sex change would do that, because there's a purpose, not in a grander scale, but a purpose for the individual. So yeah, I do think it is Slaanesh then.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Very philosophical. Not very meme-like.
Next question comes from Nuggets. Do you think the Emperor will return? He's not gone. He's sitting on the golden throne.
Yeah, he never left.
Would he be revived? Nah. GW's not going to do that. Give us our Primarchs. All our Primarchs before you bring back the Emperor. Homies. Next question.
They should make homie Primarchs.
They should.
Do they still make homies?
They're a new edition supposedly is supposed to come out. Supposedly.
Mark Content. Do you think Space Marines wear robes because finding shirts and pants in their size is just too difficult?
Yes.
Sure.
This is going to be the last question, and it's coming from Kenzie McMahon. Could the Farsight enclaves go head-to-head with the Tau Empire?
No, I don't think he wants to, because he's not there to fight his fellow Tau. He's just trying to show the Tau of the other things that are being kept away from them. He's trying to show them the truth, I guess.
Yeah, not to mention the Tau Empire is huge now. How many spheres of expansion?
5th.
And then Farsight is just an enclave. It's like small. Yeah. And the Farsight enclaves, they don't have those floating polar bears.
No, right? They don't. The lore is weird, because like at first, or in 5th edition, you couldn't use alien auxiliaries, but now you can.
The crew Vespids, those, right?
Yeah.
It would be badass if they came out with like a supplement with all these other races. Like you could use, anything else.
Like they have like something kind of like it. The monsters and Griblies for, was it Kill Team or Black Fortress?
Oh, really?
But again, they're mostly just like Xeno like animals.
Those are the questions for today. If you guys have more questions for us, comment down below. We have a Patreon. Don't forget that you guys can support us there. Link in the description. It's $1 a month. And thanks if you do. If you don't, you're dead to us.
Whoa. Whoa.
This is Gershwin.
Somehow going to sign out.
Oh, if you could put my freedom